Hello, everyone. Welcome back. I want to let you guys know that I started up a Facebook group called Building Polymer 80s before July 2022 deadline. Okay, so that's the name. Basically, go to Facebook, go to the search, uh, type in. If you just put in Building Polymer 80s July 2020 or any of those words, or Polymer 80, it should basically you can refine it by putting more of the name in it. It should come up and just hit the join button, and you should be able to just get right in. Okay. At this point, since I'm just setting it up now, and I expect that the only people that are going to become aware of it are people that are already following me on this channel. There's no approval process. You hit the join button, you're in. And I think there's two motivations for this. Why I'm doing this right now. There's there's a lot of good Polymer 80 groups out there, and that's fine. I'm not, you should also participate in those. That's a good thing. But sometimes it can be a little difficult getting into the groups. They have a long approval process. They have their reasons for it. That's fine. I'm not questioning that. But given that we're working with a time constraint here, right? That the ATF is going to finalize their rules, the new rules by July of 2022. I don't know what the rules are going to be after that. Right? I mean, I've seen the proposals; they're a little confusing. Um, so I don't know what Polymer 80 building is going to be after July of 2022. So that's why I feel like there is a pressure to get as many of these built now as fast as possible, rather than waiting. I mean, don't even wait until July, right? Basically, by May, I expect that the prices are going to start going up. Okay, so that's the first thing that you're going to start seeing some price pressures. Right now, February 2022, when I'm making this video, the prices are reasonable. Right, they're not the lowest they've ever been, but they're pretty reasonable. So don't wait until we get to May when prices start going up and it's hard to find parts. So I've set this group up so that new guys coming in, maybe because a lot of times in order to get it into a group, you got to have an older account with history so that they can kind of verify you, and that's fine. I understand why they got to do that. But sometimes, like I had a situation, early last year where Facebook nuked my account. Right, so I had no choice. I had to open up a new account. So to somebody that might look like a spam account. Okay, because it's a new account. So that's why I'm setting this up for you guys. So just look it up, Polymer 80 building, July 2022. You're gonna have to go to the top, switch over to where it says groups, so it kind of filters it out, so you only see the groups that have a name similar to that, and then hit the join button. You should get right in. Just some very basic, simple rules. Okay, just be courteous to everybody, be nice. All right. You don't have to agree with everybody. Okay. I don't expect everybody to agree with you. That's fine. Okay. We're completely okay. I'm completely okay with people disagreeing with each other, but just be nice about it. Okay. The other thing is, don't say things that shouldn't be known. Okay. Don't make jokes. Like for example, right? Don't make a joke that you're a criminal or a drug dealer or some stupid thing like that, because right now, basically people from outside the group would be able to see that information, and they're gonna say, okay, these guys are, they're all criminals in there, they're all prohibited or whatever. So don't make those kind of jokes, because basically Facebook is gonna shut it down, right? If that's the case. The other thing is you can't put dollar signs, right? You can't put dollar signs in there because again that gets flagged. You can find creative ways to talk about money, like 99 beans or 99 clams, right? So you can find creative ways to talk about money. The other thing is that Facebook prohibits private sales. So you can only say like what retailer sells this. Okay. Now, what you can do, right, is that you can start private chats, like or out of the group. So, but you can go into the group and announce, hey, I'm interested in a retailer that is selling this, or I'm looking for a retailer that I can sell this to. Engage me in a private chat or PM me or whatever. And that's fine. That's out of the group. So you can use the group to coordinate your own private chats, all right? Because again, that's not going to show up, you know, as public, okay? So we gotta be clever about this, right? And we gotta be strategic. Now, speaking of strategy, there's a strategy that I'm employing here, right? As we know, uh, the, the leftist media is trying to shut us down. There's a good chance that they're gonna shut down this channel right here that you guys are watching me on. Whether if you're watching me on YouTube, there's two channels I have here: the Pocono Shooting channel and the Tsafa channel. And these two channels are meant to be a backup to each other. So I had a situation about a week or two ago where I had a 1-week ban, couldn't upload anything to the Pocono Shooting channel, but I was able to upload to the other channel. So basically, I'm basically building in redundancy. Okay, I also have backup channels at Gunstreamer, HugeTube, Odyssey, and now Rumble. Okay, so so I want to be spread out as much as possible. So this Facebook group that I'm setting up is just, another step in that direction. I'm setting that up. I want to get as many of you guys over there as possible. And you can go in and talk about Polymer 80s. You can talk about guns in general, right? Even though it's a Polymer 80 group, you can talk about any guns you want to talk about. Like I said, just don't no obvious buying or selling, okay? That's Facebook rule, right? They're going to shut it down if that gets flagged. But I'm setting that up for the same purpose. Right now, it's a public channel. It's public, so there's no approval process. I'm making this as easy as possible, and that's one of the complaints I've received from people is that with a lot of the other groups out there, and they're very good groups, right? But sometimes there's a long process for getting approved, and they have good reasons for doing that. Primarily because they want to stick around for a long time. With this channel that I'm setting up, I don't care if at some point later on it gets shut down, because, like I said, I'm working against this July 2022 deadline to get as much done as I can possibly can towards this cause. Okay, so basically, we're moving forward hard and fast here. All right. Now, the strategy that I'm going to employ here is that I want to get as many of you guys into this group as possible, and then when it gets up to a certain level of activity, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it a secret group, okay? So that nobody from outside the group can look in to see what we're even talking about, okay? So I will make it a secret group at some point in the future, where people on the outside can't look into it. Now, at that point, I will also start up another group which will be public, and then new people can join in that group. Okay, so rather than trying to have one group that has, 10,000 members in it, I'd rather have a whole bunch of little groups that have, a few thousand people in it, because it just attracts a lot less attention. And that is also part of the strategy that I employ with the YouTube channels. Usually when the Tsafa channel that I use on YouTube, I no longer, like a lot of times if I want to show somebody how something is built, I don't give them a link to this channel. I give them a link to one of my other channels, because I don't want to attract too much attention to this channel. Okay, so I'm constantly, that's how I use these channels. I try to bring more attention to the channels that have less activity, to basically protect the channels that have more activity. Okay, so that's how I'm moving forward with this. So anyway, I just wanted to let you guys know what's going on here, what I'm doing, what my overall strategy is with this, and the goal here is to try and get as many Polymer 80s built now while it's legal. All right, while there's no serialization requirements, while you can still buy the slides or upper receivers on ARs without getting them serialized, and having to go through a background check. I'm trying to get all that done now while it's still legal, right? Because later on, it becomes a lot harder to get these things done, and also it will be a lot harder to get information, right? Once something becomes illegal, I don't want to. I got to be careful how much I I don't want to overextend myself, right? So, once something becomes illegal, I'm really not going to want to talk about it too much, okay? So now it's legal. Now we can talk about it. So this is the time to get together and talk about these things. So channel name, like I said, is Building Polymer 80s before July 2022 deadline. Look it up on Facebook, join it. Stop posting stuff, post pictures. I don't care what you post. Post like gun pictures, whether they're Polymer 80s, ARs. I don't care what you post. Just post some stuff, and let's keep pushing forward. Thanks for watching. If you're not a member of the channel, subscribe, hit the bell button so you get notification of new videos I put up.